most blessed to apprehend the word. For Arian, to read was to divine the deeper meaning within. Language and light shimmered like a quicksilver fire in her veins, gilded the corners of her vision, so that when she looked upon the world around her, she was seeing it with dual vision, with light upon light vision, keen as the lancing edge of Danyar's silver gaze, pure as a note of Cinea's rich voice, true as the heart of a lost and orphaned child. She existed now between these three things: the penetrating look, the startling song, and the pure soul, in the immaterial, atemporal part of herself, the self that had undertaken the night journey to visit a place of myth, the city of the Four. To visit the holy city where the Adra had given birth to the miracle of the Isain. These were the gifts she had witnessed with the light upon light vision. She drew a breath that shook with her sense of awe, felt her diaphragm move, and then she was back in her body again, feeling the weight of sinew and bone in her heels. Her heart slammed hard against the armor of her ribcage. She was standing on a plateau, just above the fissure of a ravine to the south. She gazed down, seeing it with dual vision, the gold-dusted sands, the sweeping curves of olive groves within the creases of tumbled hills, whose climbing walls were studded with quartz that glittered with hidden sparks. And now, in her present, the same landscape abject and overthrown, the unbreachable divide of a yawning bereavement. She shook off an unexpected despair. The dual vision didn't change, though she was no longer alone. Her companions were at her side again. Cinea to her left, a brightness about her that seemed to flare from her circlets. Danyar to her right, his hard shoulder brushing hers, and a little distance apart, the blue mage, to her surprise. He had relinquished his duty to guard the portal of the blue eye. Why he had done this, she didn't know, but she wondered if he had been gifted with the dual vision as well. His turquoise gaze had never been so sharp, the cowl over his head ringed by a glowing aura. Yet nothing about Danyar was changed. Even with the dual vision, he appeared as she had always known him, his grave expression lightened by love as he turned his head and caught her gaze. He reached for her hand and squeezed it, his face shadowed beneath the hood of his cloak. He shrugged the hood from his head so that his coal-black hair tumbled to his shoulders. Though she tried, she couldn't discern that same aura of light around him that outlined the figures of the others. The connection between them remained the same, their bond pulsing like a heartbeat, deepened by the sacrifices that had cost them a life together. He smiled at her, touching his forehead to hers. His breath drifted over her lips. She drew it into her lungs, a secret, silent caress. "Where are we?" he asked. "Where did the night journey bring us?" "To the far, distant house of worship." She saw it with the dual vision, but in the present she was somewhere else. She returned the pressure of his hand with her own. "I think to the outskirts of the noble sanctuary, but I feel it without seeing it." His head dipped down toward the ravine where scuffs of faded clover grew. "After the wars of the far range, perhaps the noble sanctuary sank into the ground." "No." The blue mage's warning was stark. "A holy city does not die. Its essence always remains." His turquoise eyes cut through the falling twilight. "There." He pointed to a thicket of bramble that covered a flight of stone stairs. Light outlined his arm as he pointed, light that bloomed without burning. Arian's breathing stilled, then picked up again when Danyar's hand brushed her cheek, drifting to her throat with a tenderness that made her swallow. "Shall we explore? Twilight is falling, and I..."